Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Robert Kelly, aka the Dude, aka the King of Zoom. Thanks for checking out the Calta and Kelly YouTube page. We hope you like what we're putting up there. Make sure you go to patreon.com/Robert Kelly and sign up over there, because every week we put a show, an extra show. Friday show, only Patreon. And we also have the JO party on Saturday night, only Patreon. That means you, all the fans, get to come into a Zoom and hang out with us and all the other ladybugs. And it's a blast. So we also let you watch all the shows live. YKWD live, all the Calta and Kelly's live, unedited, all go on the Patreon. And you also get the 10-minute extra YKWD every week goes on there, along with Live from the Shed, one-on-ones, Tech Talk with Bobby and Friends. There's so much content up there. And you know what? It's all for what? A price of a cup of coffee. $5 get you in the door. And you're going to love it. So make sure you go over there, patreon.com/Robert Kelly. And here's another little thing I want you to do. If you like this content we're putting up, subscribe and like. That's it. Just hit the little button, subscribe, so you know when we got a new show out, and then like it so we know you like what we're doing. Okay? That's it. Patreon.com/Robert Kelly. Subscribe and like. Now, enjoy the show.
Right down from your belly. So get in here, you half a queer. It's time for Calta and Kelly.
That's for you.
Hello, everybody. What do you got? A knife there?
Oh, this is a nice knife right here. Nice.
You talk about your cloudy toe real quick?
Look, which one? The left one or the right one?
Oh, I only have one, so I just assumed you only had one too. And I'm currently on 60 days of a 90-day medication cycle to make it better.
Yeah, called something with an L.
Mine's something with a G, and
called gay. It's called gay juice.
Gay juice today. So I'm on it, and it's made it a little less cloudy in 60 days, but it has made it, I don't know how yours is. Mine's more at the top. And it makes the nail thicker and harder, so it's harder to clip. Because it's so thick, I can't get the average nail clipper in there. It doesn't open wide enough.
Right.
So I found the nail clipper that opens up all the way like goddamn bolt cutters.
At the zoo?
I do not have to go to the zoo. I got it from Touch of Modern. The zoo is for MRIs only. So I clipped it last night, and I did such a good job. I made it nice and even across. And then it digs into the skin a little bit.
Yeah.
And I cut it and I pulled it. And when I pulled it, it was attached by just a little piece. And I went to give it a yank.
Oh.
And I felt the pain of 30 ass rapes happening at once. I've never in my life felt pain like that. I would tell you any fucking secret you want to know. I would have went down there and stabbed one of my kids to make it stop. I was fucking dying. And
Which
then
kid?
Well, my son probably. My daughter's number one now. Yeah. So I put a Band-Aid on it, and it bled so much it bled through the Band-Aid. That's how bad it was. Yeah, it's fucking awful.
When you get hurt, do you make noise? Do you scream? Is anything comes out of you?
No, I do a lot of that thing. It was very low.
Greg, what do you do when you get hurt?
I do a whoo.
Yeah.
Mush, what do you do when you get hurt? Mush, what do you do when you get hurt?
I swear a lot.
Do it. Let me hear it. Let me hear it.
Motherfuck, shit, fuck.
All right, I go like this. Ow! Ow! All right, now here we're gonna do. I'm gonna have a song. Ready? Mike, go first. Just keep going.
Fuck, shit, fuck,
Greg.
shit, fuck, shit.
Ow! 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 Ow!
Loop it, it's a hit.
Loop it, it's a hit.
Loop it.
Everybody makes a different noise when they get hurt. It's so funny.
Yeah, dude, it was bad. And I was watching Green Book, which is one of my favorite movies of all time, and I've seen it so many times I can recite it. So as I'm cutting it, it's hurting me, and I'm going, and then I'm also throwing in lines from the movie. Tony, you can't do that. I was like, I swear to God, I was in such a mode. I'm in a great mood today.
MRI only still get me laughing. I just pictured you on an elephant MRI.
Thankfully, I
Dude.
never had to do that, and I've been close to tipping the scales of an MRI machine. But I'm incredibly claustrophobic, so even the open MRIs are too much for me. So
Really?
I've had to go to 2 open MRIs. And do you know what? At 40-something years old, the only way I can go into an MRI was to have my father sit in the room. Because it's not even a love thing. I just felt like he was the only one strong enough to yank me out if I ever got stuck in it.
What's that about? I don't. What is that about? Like when you get claustrophobic, like what is it? Like what is it honestly? Can you actually explain that to me? Like what it really feels like? Because you know the machine isn't going to crash on you. What is that like? Like I'm horrified of planes, but I'm always just anxiety. But what's that? Sorry.
It's a complete mind fuck because I'm not afraid of pain. I'm afraid of being stuck and not being able to move my legs. And so like when they put you in the tube, when I go in, I'm like, oh, this is fine. And then they bring you up to your nose and you're like this, you're on your back staring and you could see only like this and you can't move.
Mm-hmm.
And then they make these magnets bang and it's so fucking loud. So I'm in there and the magnets bang and I'm like, I'm okay. This is fine. I could just push myself out of here at any time, but you're not allowed to move. So already I feel like I'm stuck because I can't move. And it starts mind fucking me like you wouldn't believe.
It's not claustrophobic with you. I know exactly. It's control issues. Somebody telling you not to do something eats your skin out from the inside. You going, don't move, and you going, I'll fucking move whenever I want to fucking move. I'm like Calta. I make 1.5 million. I make $14.5 million a year, you cocksucker. I have 3 million fans. I'm number one in the market. I just made another bonus. I'll fucking move if I want to. That's what's happening.
If I was sitting still in a chair and they said don't move, I'd sit there like a royal guard. I would just sit straight, no problem. But sitting there with my legs together, and it freaks me the fuck out. I don't know what it is. I've thrown my kids off me. When my kids are sitting on my legs, I go, get off my leg, get off my leg, get off my fucking leg, and I push them out of the way. Drives me nuts, man.
It's so crazy with these fears because like I'm not afraid of dying. That's so weird. Like I'm not afraid of dying or pain or even a plane crashing, but the anxiety I get on a plane is almost like the fear I have. Like I'm more afraid of the anticipation of turbulence
that's
than
how
an
I'm a
actual
roller
plane
coaster.
crash.
I love going down on a roller coaster. I don't like going up. The anxiety of going up,
right,
getting to the top hurts my chest so bad. I can't do it. What's
his last name?
Going down, Roller Coaster Jones.
Hey now, Bobby's on fire. I hate heights. Heights are the worst thing in the world to me. But I will go on a roller coaster with Max, but I scream the whole time. I can't not scream. Screaming is the only way I can get through the fucking roller coaster.
What about when we were in Tennessee? I'm the only one that didn't go on the road. Both my 8-year-old daughter went on the roller coaster and I didn't go on.
Okay, I was too busy eating a fish plate by a garbage can by myself. I was putting down a fish fry.
No,
you were going on the road.
I mean the one on the mountain.
Oh, that one. I went on that. That was terrible.
I wasn't going on that shit. Everybody's like, come on, it'll be fun. I was like, fuck all of you. I'm not going on that at all.
I got one loaded when you're ready. One of the most embarrassing stories of my life. My family to this day, they all just go, what about the log flume, Greg? To bring up, horrified rides. I never liked rides. My brother and little sister would go on them. My sister would do it just to make me look like a bitch. Because she would go, I'm a little girl and that doesn't bother me. But I was horrified. We're in the Jersey Shore. I see this little easy twirly thing. It was what I think the ride is. And I go, oh, I'll go on that. And my mom goes, are you sure? And I was like, yeah. They all knew what it was. They knew it was going to have a big drop. And I didn't know. I'm on the ride with my brother. The way my brother tells the story is we start going up. And I was like, I was like 10 or something. We start going up. And I look at my brother and I went, yeah, I think I'm going to get off. He says, just completely calm. And it was a log flume. So it's just a seatbelt. Like you could get off. And I go, and he goes, no, you can't get off, Greg. I go, yeah, I don't think I'm going to do this. My brother has to turn around and hold me. He starts holding me down. It does the drop. Now you're supposed to do 2 laps. I it's like it goes by like a boardwalk type thing where I stand up in the log flume and start pulling myself off. They had to stop the ride because I'm pulling myself out of the log flume. My brother's pulling me down. They stop everything. They grab me. They have this guy has to come talk to me. They walk me off the fucking side panel that they never see. I get off and my sister just laughed, and everyone online was like, "What's with that coward?" You know, they're all just like, "Who's the little chicken shit?" I peed my pants a little bit. It was, to this day, my family brings up about the log flume, how I climbed out of the ride because I was too scared of the one drop.
Oh, dude, it's mental. It's all mental. You know, when a roller coaster goes and it gets stuck, I'm fine like that. If the roller coaster goes up and it gets stuck, I'll just go, "Good night, everybody. Wake me up when it moves."
Yeah.
That means nothing to me. When it's going, I'm like, fuck this shit.
My biggest fear is that it gets stuck upside down on the edge where there's no way they can reach you, and you have to sit there for 2 hours, and then you're gonna have to jump from something to something to get out. I don't want that shit. And I was on a roller coaster with Mike, not with you, but at the what's that, Busch Gardens?
Yeah,
kid roller coaster. Okay, I have it in my act too. You get in, the bar wouldn't go down. I got one click. The kid goes, "We need 3," and he goes, "Hey, Helen, this fucking she had to be a 500 pounds sideways." She walks over, leans on my bar, and pushes 4 fucking clicks. I'm locked in here. I can't feel my legs. And it takes sharp left turns. It doesn't really go up and down as much as it goes zick, zick, zick. And as we're going, it's tilting because I'm on one side. I weigh 3 something. It's kind of doing this. My wife, and I knew it wasn't in my head because Dawn turned around. This is what I saw on one of the turns. She went, she was like, "We're gonna die." She had "we're gonna die" face because of you, honey. Oh,
do you think those roller coaster operators look at people like us and they go, "That's a one-click guy. We're only getting 1 click on him.
Oh,
you can't get the full 3."
Dude, they have a lady at Busch Gardens that is the 1-click fucking remover. This bitch put around 400 pounds on my bar.
She's the closer. They call her the closer, and she comes in and just fucking jams you in.
In Universal Studios in Orlando, they have the Harry Potter ride, and it's kind of a mixture of a roller coaster and that, you know, kind of 3D thing that you're in.
Sure.
And virtual reality kind of shit. And I've never been on it because they have they have a car seat from the ride outside, and so you can try to click yourself in before you get on. And as you're walking towards it, a young teenager will walk up to you and go, "Excuse me, sir, would you mind? You might want to try and see because you need 3 clicks first." And that must be the hard. Like, you know, they draw straws. Who's out stopping the fatties? Who's telling fatties they can't go hard?
I would love that job. Just going, "Hey," I would do it this way. "Hey, you, come here. You know, get over here before you get crazy with yourself."
You ever ask for a seatbelt extension on an airplane?
I actually stole one. I bring my own.
I have one for each. I have one for each airline because the one on Southwest is different than the one on fucking Delta.
You're right. I used Delta on United. It's a different color belt. I look like an asshole.
I'm not embarrassed. Like, I don't give a fuck what anybody thinks, except one time I was usually the guy will walk by and I'll go, "Hey, can you give me a seatbelt thing?" And the guy will go, and they're nice. They wrap it up real small and they walk by and they slide it to you.
Like porn.
Yeah. Like you just bought drugs from them.
Yeah. I had a lady. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Well, I had a lady one time who was just a complete cunt to me, and I raised my hand. She's like, "Yeah." And I go, "Can I get a seatbelt extension?" And she went like this. I was like in the 4th row of first class. She went up to the front. She took it. She held it up, let it unravel down to here, and then walked it over to me like this. I almost took it and just beat her with it.
What a fucking wow.
I was like, if I was a lady who was self-conscious, I would have cried.
Right.
I'm a cold-hearted cunt, so I didn't care at all. But if I was like somebody who was self-conscious about that shit, I would have felt terrible.
Are you saying that I would have cried?
You're not a lady. You're just like a young man.
Dude, it's so funny that you had somebody do that. I've asked for the extension, and one time the lady was like, when I'm done using it, because it was her prop for the seatbelt. She had to, that's why they have them. It's their prop. She goes, when I'm done using it. And this is my problem with all flight attendants. They never remember you.
No.
They never remember you when you go, hey, can I get a cup of ice? What? A cup of ice. Can I have a cup? Yeah. I'll be back. Okay, great. Yeah, no problem. Hey, can I get a seatbelt when I'm done using it? And they never fucking remember. And they do remember, but they just blow you off until you ask again, and then you look like a fucking asshole. I had asked twice.
How dare they put the safety of the plane first before getting that fat guy his extra seatbelt?
No, you got to No, I'm saying after 9/11, all customer service went out the fucking window.
Yeah.
All right. It went down just like those fucking buildings. They don't treat you with respect anymore.
You just do a building collapse joke.
Yeah, I still got them. I still sleep on them.
I love there's the mean lady and there's a snotty gay guy. And the snotty gay guy is not all the gay guys, just a snotty one. He walks by and he goes, "Do you have your seatbelt on?" And I go, "Yep." And he goes, I need to see it. That's what he said to me. And I wasn't hiding it. And I went, "You need to see it?" And he goes, "Yeah, I need to see it like that." And I go, "Then bend your head down and look at it." And he went like, "Dude, okay." And he walked away. I was like, "Fuck you."
I hate when they do a talent show when you deboard.
What's that?
I hate when the attendants want to do a talent show when they deboard and do the announcements. When they have to sing to you or tell their dumb jokes.
I had a lady do the same thing. She goes, "Seatbelt, sir." I go, "It's on." And I'm literally sweating from the last 20 minutes of trying to do fucking yoga to get this thing on. I'm fucking dying. I'm fucking just dripping with sweat to get this thing under my stomach without the extension, hold it with one pinky, push it on with the thumb. I can't reach, let my stomach hold it as a third arm. And then I go, "It's on." She goes, "I need to see it." And I'm like, "Can't you trust me? I'm dying. I'm sweating."
Yeah, it's not your job. Tell her to go fucking look for it. It's right there. You want to see it? Bend over.
I picked my stomach up and I go, "Is this what you wanted? Is this the embarrassment you wanted me to go through?" I held my stomach up and then I went like this. "You're chubby too." Because she was fat. Fuck them fucking assholes.
I don't know if only people who are scared of flying do this, but do you do the move? And stop me if this is a 1980s hack stand-up comedy joke. But do you ever do the move when you see the pilot when you get on? Because I always look at them and is it?
No, I'm kidding.
What do you mean? You look at the pilot and what?
I always look at the pilot and I go, "Does this guy look safe? Does he look like he's going to crash this thing? Does he look like he's a little sad today?" Like I always give him a once over to see if, it's like a last kind of resort of maybe I'm not getting on this plane.
I had two women pilots once and I went, "Well, this can't. We're not going to be able to fly."
I feel like every pilot looks like they're about to commit suicide.
Which you talking about?
Every pilot I've ever saw just gray, just looks sad. I've never seen a young, good-looking, "Let's do this." It's always some guy who's a little disheveled, fucking with his shit. Hey, all right, a little
I
chubby.
prefer that guy. I like that guy because that's the guy who was in like Vietnam and he was like, "Yeah, I can fly anything. This is easy bullshit for me." Like the young guy is like, "Oh, I'm nervous. I'm new to flying." I want the drunk guy who flew F-15s and landed them on aircraft carriers, blowing people. He's lived through shit.
Yeah,
that's
he's
the guy I want.
You think I care about some fucking turbulence? I had people shooting at me with an M16.
Yeah.
Fine. Another was better than flying with Pete, my second best friend, after 9/11. Because, there was a lot of see something, say something, and Pete would be the first person to say something. If we flew out of Newark and some Middle Eastern people got on the plane, as soon as they'd walk by Pete, you'd hear, "Uh-huh, uh-huh." Like he'd just make a noise to let him know that he observed, "Uh-huh." He'd be sitting in front of me, and I would just hear, "Mm-hmm, you got it?" I'm like, "I got it. I see it."
Why did what happened with the golf cart, my friend? What's going on? Why are you buying a new golf cart?
Oh, man. One night right before the show, my son called me and he was like, "Something happened with the golf cart. I'm stuck with it. It made a big bang noise." And I go, "All right." So I had like 5 minutes before the show. So I grabbed my wife's car and I drove over it. He dropped the pin. I had to go find him. And then I got to go do the podcast. Get in, and I'll push you back. So he got in, and I pushed him and his friend back with my wife's BMW, which probably wasn't the smartest thing to do.
Yeah.
And while we were doing it, some guy came out. He goes, "You okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, their cart stalled." He goes, "I just heard a big bang," and my son's like, "That was us." And he goes, "It sounded like an explosion. I don't know what happened." Turned out the batteries, they have these little holes in them. You're supposed to put water in them, and my son didn't do it, and the batteries exploded while they were in there.
Wait,
So,
you pushed it with your Mercedes? You pushed the golf cart with your car? You were doing like a...
Yes. So it was like pushing a car whose battery died with another car. I didn't have to go very far. I had to go maybe a mile, and nobody was on the road. It was inside my development. So I pushed Joey all the way home. And the next day I woke up and I looked at the front of my wife's car and I just destroyed it. It's all scratched up. It's all fucked up. I'm like, oh.
Well, the Beamer?
Yeah. So now I have to get that fixed up and I have to buy a new golf cart. So you want to see the new one?
Yes.
This is the most elite story I've ever heard. I had to push my golf cart in my development with my Beamer. What a tragedy. So now I have to buy a new one.
Forced to buy a new one.
How much? Those are like $7,000, right?
That one's a little more, yeah.
How much?
That one's about 10.
Jesus Christ.
That's like a Honda Civic. Sorry.
Well, but can I tell you, you're right, but can I tell you the absolute reason why I'm doing it is because there's a bunch of high school kids in my development that all drive them, because I lived on a golf course, all ride around their parents' golf carts. And my son is at that age where it's important for him. So that's
okay. Listen, you know what that's called? A bicycle. Get your kid a bike. All right. You don't try to sell it off like it's some meaningful kid shit. It's an elitist fucking, I'm rich. I'm buying a $10,000 car for my kid who can't drive. You're just getting him a fucking $10,000 car. Yeah. I mean, it's called a bike. Get him a fucking bike and tell him to beat it.
To make things worse,
one, by the way.
Yeah, to make things worse, the last golf cart that I had, I bought him for his 5th birthday.
5th?
There you go. Poor Mike's driving a fucking Delta 88 in San Antonio, and Joey's driving a better golf cart.
And we drove for a long time, and then Joey, we were pulling it. I'd let him drive, but I would operate the gas and the brake from the other side. And we were pulling into the garage one day, and my fat foot slipped off the brake and hit the gas, and we drove right into the fucking laundry room door, destroyed the door frame, destroyed the front of the golf cart. We were a fucking mess.
You're the reason we need Bernie Sanders. All right, this is what's happening here. I'm gonna socialist all the way. Jesus, 5-year-old with a golf cart.
You're the reason that. I mean, Bernie's the reason.
He had nothing.
Listen, I grew up with nothing, so I'm going to make sure my kids have fun shit. That's all.
No, that's
fucking stop it. Listen, dude. Listen, a $10,000 fucking golf cart. If you said, "Look, I just want one," that's fine. Be like, "Look, my kids' friends have one, and we're in a development, and they got to have one." That's fucking stupid. You can get them a bike, get them a skateboard, a scooter, an electric scooter. For fucking $300,
I offered him
$10,000 on a fucking golf cart that your kid is going to use.
I was going to buy him a Segway to take to school, and he didn't want it.
Dude, get him a.
Yeah, I was going to get him a motorized scooter, and he didn't want
it. Yeah, he wanted a $10,000 golf cart. I would say that too. He didn't want the one-wheeled skateboard thing. He was like,
it's not even a 2-seater. It's a fucking 10-seater. He can literally do a party bus with that thing around his fucking.
Dude,
you gotta get him one of those.
What are you getting at?
Those like military hunting ones that are like camouflage and they go in the water. Get him one of those. If you're going, and go all the way.
Mike's house is like the house from Silver Spoons.
Which was my dream house when I was a kid.
Listen, we got to move on because we have a limited amount of time. Mike has a hard out, they call in the business. That means at 6 o'clock we got to go.
I have a hard out at 6 o'clock. I have a hard out at 6 o'clock because I had what was a good idea on Saturday is a terrible idea on Wednesday.
Isn't that life? What is it?
I'm taking them to go to we have the Toronto Raptors are playing their season here in Tampa. So we have an actual NBA game here in Tampa. So we're going to the game tonight, which is a great idea on Saturday. But now that I'm fucking exhausted, I'm dreading having to go.
Well,
I'm dreading having to sit in the suite tonight and watch that game. It's awful.
Yeah, you piece of shit. Who's driving you there, by the way?
We're taking the golf cart.
Yeah, which helicopter are you renting?
Yeah,
for this occasion?
What is Jeeves? If Jeeves taking you, who's taking you there?
Jeeves is taking us. Yes.
Are you driving in the Sprinter?
Yes, we're taking the Sprinter. My friend Tom, who owns Hooters, like all the Hooters, is good friends with Papa John, the guy who owns Papa John's.
Your friends. These are your friends,
Yeah,
Papa John and Hooter.
They're like my next level up of friends, dude. They are constantly, because Tom lives on in a palatial estate, and Papa John always flies in his helicopter, picks them up, and then they go do stuff in the helicopter. I was like, that's not in my class.
Well, listen,
So they go
dude. I
do
mean,
ski, practice not saying the N-word.
Oh, I knew.
Oh, last night, this fucking Gino Piscante has got to be the biggest piece of shit. I love Gino, but he is out of his mind. I'm on a live. I go on Instagram Live. Mo, my friend Mo, Cigar Mo, Tatuaje Mo. He's on there with the owner of Tatuaje, Pete, who lives in Miami. Great guy. But I never met him, but he's the owner. He married the daughter of Don Pepin, the guy who owns Don Pepin, my father, and Tatuaje. They're all under the same umbrella. He's one of the biggest guys in the business. He married into the family. Pete is a great guy. I mean, always just the greatest. But I'm on this thing with him. This is my Derek Jeter, you know what I mean, of cigars. And Gino Piscante's in the chat, and he keeps throwing shit. I finally like, Gino, let him in. He comes in out of the gate, just says racist shit.
Like what?
Like,
yeah, examples.
I can't even remember what the fuck it was. It was something just where my heart stopped. And I had to go, hey, Gino, this is the owner of Tatuaje Cigars. Within 5 minutes, he's like, all right, guys, I'll see you later. I'm like, motherfucker.
It's got to be so liberating being a racist. Because every day I sit here and everything I say, is that racist? Am I being racist now? Is this voice weird? But if you're just a racist, you just do whatever you want all the time. That's got to be.
Let me tell you how tough it is, Greg. This morning on my morning show, somebody said maggot, and I got nervous. Galvin goes, you're supposed to pack it with maggots. I go, whoa. He goes, maggots. I go, okay, I got to make sure.
It's crazy. You get nervous. I just got hard. I don't know what happened here. How you doing?
Because Mike actually called you what you wanted to call you. All right, listen. Anyways, we digress. God bless Gino. This is the only saving grace is he's like, yeah, I know. I can't help it. That's what he says. All right, so listen. We look at this. I've been waiting months for this. I talked to you about this before, Greg, and of course, Mush. Now this Justice League Schneider cut came out. Finally out. 4 hours.
Snyder cut. Schneider was the guy from One Day at a Time.
How you doing, ladies?
Be a very different movie.
This guy didn't have a pack of Marlboros curled up in his sleeve.
The Pat Harrington cut.
He wore a vest.
Side note, I went to Schneider for Halloween one year.
Dude, you'd be a great Snyder.
I did. I'd be a better bookman, but I went to Schneider one time.
Bookman? Who's Bookman from Good Times?
Good Times, yeah.
That's funny. So anyways, all right, Snyder cut. Snyder, is that it?
Yeah.
All right, so all right, now I watched it. Calta, did you watch it?
I watched it over vacation, and it took me 5 days to watch it, and I enjoyed it, but I kept falling asleep because it was so long. I'd fall asleep, my iPad would hit me in the face.
I had to go back and watch it 7 different times because I watched it. I thought, fell asleep, watched the rest, fell asleep, but then I saw a review and they showed all the stuff that I didn't see that I missed between the time where I was like this and then went out. Some shit happened and I missed it with Lois Lane and the fucking alien man killer or whatever the fuck his name.
Martian Manhunter.
All right. And which name does not make sense. This is why DC bugs me. Martian Manhunter. How are you a manhunter if you're with us?
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. It's an awful name, but DC is very simple. Man with superpowers, Superman. Man in the water, Aquaman. Like they weren't very creative on this.
Yeah, they were named
Man in a cave,
30s.
Batman.
Also, he got the name when he was a hunter, and now he stopped hunter. You know, he's a man hunter.
Drop the manhunter. Just Martian.
His first name is Martian, and that's where he's from. That's like my name was Earth Funny Guy. Like that's really what his name is.
Okay, well here's the deal. Just go Martian X Manhunter. Let us know where you're at.
Actually, his real name is John, but they don't know that. Sorry, go ahead. What'd you say, Mike?
I was going to make a terrible joke, and you saved me from it.
God damn it.
God bless America. Huh?
But your mic's a little low, so it's hard to hear you when you come in.
Yeah, Mike, a little low. Listen, I thought the movie did an extremely great job. I just don't know how they had the balls to release that garbage that they released. Now seeing this and knowing all this stuff, I'm like, how did they have the balls, first of all, to make millions off that hunk of shit?
Because if they said to you, we released a 4-hour movie, you'd be like, get the fuck out of here. I'm not going to sit in the movie theater for 4 hours. And if they only released 2 of those half the movie, it would have sucked to have half that movie.
So I hate to be a nerd here, but the Snyder Cut was originally supposed to be like 3 movies,
right?
And so they like a lot of it smushed it all together. So if he was allowed to do his thing, it would have bled into other movies.
Like it would have sucked. It would have sucked if it was 3 different movies. If they would have that whole movie in,
that whole ending, that whole nightmare, it's called the nightmare sequence where they show Batman with the, in the desert. That was like supposed to be almost like a whole movie on its own. It would have been like Endgame. It would have been like Infinity Wars, where you have the first movie that's 3 hours, whatever, and the second movie, and it all winds up. And in this Snyder Cut, it would have been that a whole first movie, it would have ended, and then they would have went into the other one and wrap shit up because they'd have to go back in time. Batman would have to kill himself so that the whole fucking place would get back on track, and Joker would have to do some weird shit.
Yeah, right? What happened was like his daughter died, right, Greg?
Whose daughter?
Snyder. Somebody who died in his life.
Yes, killed herself. Yeah,
but also they didn't like what he was making. They thought it was too dark, and they wanted it to be brighter, and they wanted it to be funnier. So
did you watch Justice League? The first one?
Yeah, it's so hard. That's the funny version they wanted, and it's ridiculous. It's unwatchable.
I didn't like Cyborg. I'm glad in this movie that they expanded on his character so you can get the story and a whole little more. But I don't like him, and I don't like his bitter is too bitter. It makes me he's not likable. Where in
the Snyder Cut or in both? Sorry,
both, but more in the original, because in this one you at least get to see him have a full turn,
Yeah.
But it made him unlikable, and I thought Aquaman was way cooler in the first one. I mean, I love seeing more of it, but in the first one he was a fucking badass, and he jumped in the water. This one here, they made him just like some goofy alcoholic who stumbled upon. I didn't like it at all.
Well, I thought Cyborg's character was way better.
I like when you call him Cyborg. That makes it sound like he's half Jewish.
Yeah. Jewish robot, Cyborg.
I like Cyborg. What? You want me to fix what? How am I getting it in? It's already, it's past hours. You want me to? Okay, I'll get the boxes. I'll separate them. I
am one with the singularity. We are one with the singularity.
I don't like my dad, but they will save him. I guess he's, he made me this, which it bugs me. Listen, I liked him better in this one because they gave his backstory more, and they also showed what he could do.
Right.
Yeah. You never really knew. In the first one, it's like, all right, why does he have all this shit? And then it's like, oh fuck, he is part of that cube, so he can do anything.
Almost a god.
It's almost a human god, right? I love that.
It was the same way they brought around the fact that the Tesseract, it helped them make Captain America stuff and all of that nanotechnology and all that, because they had gotten that little piece of it, so it was kind of biting off of that a little bit, but it was good.
No. This was first.
Yeah, Mother Boxes.
DC was first.
Well, yeah, but I don't think that
Marvel
didn't-
stole from DC.
Yeah, but what I'm
right?
saying is I don't think that the movie was really that dead on with the comic books. I think they took a lot of liberties, and I think because Zack Snyder was familiar with that Avengers story.
I heard that everything Marvel took from DC. Marvel came up with shit first, and DC would take shit and just do their version of it.
They're
Yeah,
constantly stealing. They're always constantly stealing from each other. Pretty much everything. There's almost like for every Marvel character, there's like a DC version, but the difference in them is always night and day through how the people have taken them. Like Slade, did you see at the end Slade Wilson? There's a guy, Deathstroke. He shows up at the end on the boat.
Yeah.
Deadpool, Wade Wilson, was actually ripped off from him as a joke. It was like, well, no, we're taking him. Actually, we're calling him Wade Wilson. He's Deadpool instead of Deathstroke, and ended up becoming a goofball character. And they went their own ways. But Marvel and DC are constantly kind of doing that shit with each other.
Was it Joe Manganiello?
Yeah.
Deathstroke. Did he have blonde hair in the last one too?
He only had the blonde hair in that sequence where they're in the desert, because that was like alternate future thing. I guess
I think that's more like the sepia tone too. I don't think it's supposed to be blonde.
Yeah,
hair.
when everyone knows when you run out of water and you start living in an apocalypse, you bleach your hair. Everyone knows that. It's just to blend in with the sand.
I think that Cyborg's mouth was the sexiest mouth ever filmed.
His lips.
I think they motion captured your mouth on this podcast and put it on this podcast.
But, buddy, his lips are probably the hottest lips ever in a fucking superhero. I couldn't stop looking at Cyborg's mouth when he talked. The upper lip doesn't move, and the bottom lip kind of just does its own little thing. I don't know. It's fucking gorgeous. What a good looking man.
The Flash's body and face is so unmanly that I'm like, I might be gay. I don't know what gay is, but I know that I would spend time with this man in a bed somewhere. I would float on a river with him.
Poor man's Justin Long does it for you?
Yeah, I think it's something about Justin Long's a little too manly for me. The poor man's one I like is, I could see his limp penis just floating in a pool with me. I like it.
Just flopping.
Okay, I have a couple of questions. The one episode in the first one, or sexy mouth, in the first one when Batman fell asleep and he had that premonition about the Flash, and the Flash said Lois Lane, and then they made a reference to that in this one, but it really didn't fit. Because they didn't use Lois Lane for shit in this one.
So what that's supposed to be is the nightmare future, and that's when you, I forget if it's Batman, Superman, or this movie, when you see Superman float down with that charred body.
Yeah,
that's Lois Lane. So if Lois Lane dies, Superman's going to flip his shit, and that nightmare future will be what happens.
Yes.
Okay, I got another question. So Flash, this time in the first one, he's running towards the box, touches it, flips. In this one, he's running towards the box. Just before he touches it, it hits the water. It comes back up.
Because he missed it the first time, I believe. And so when he did it, he reversed time to bring it back up to hit it at that right moment. I believe it was a thing about that.
Because he ran so fast. He ran so fast. He ran back in time. Yeah, because in the comic books, he's done that a lot. He's done that, and it's gotten him in trouble before, where he runs so fast. But the first time we saw that was Superman with Christopher Reeves. When Lois died, he flew so fast he turned the earth backwards. So it's been done in DC a lot, where they move time because they fuck up.
I loved that idea. What wild move that is, that if you spin the earth backwards, you reverse time like an old Chevy. Like you could put the miles back. Like that comes from nothing. Not even science. That comes from just absolute batshit crazy. Like if you run backwards, it does nothing. It made zero sense.
In college, I was taking a science class, and the professor was saying that when you see the light from a star, you're seeing light that's been burnt for millions of years traveling towards you. It's burned out millions of years ago traveling towards you. So I raised my hand and I said, so if I were to travel back towards where that light came from, would I be traveling back in time? And all the stoners in my class were like, whoa. And my professor goes, no, idiot. He goes, dude, first of all, you're not traveling at the same speed, and you wouldn't be traveling back in time. He goes, if you drive backwards to Miami, you didn't go back in time, you just drove backwards.
Dude, if
Superman did that in Superman when Lois Lane fell through the cracks.
Well, you listened to a different show. I just said that.
Yeah,
Right,
we
but
just covered this whole thing.
I'm sorry.
We covered the whole thing, had a laugh
But
about it, and then
I was
moved on
talking
to
about,
an
but I
old
was talking
time in
about
school.
Flash. No, you were talking about Flash.
No, we
No,
talked
man,
about
I said
Christopher
like
Reeve Superman going backwards. I looked at you and I saw your eyes going, I wonder what Max is doing right now.
No, that's not true. That's not true. I apologize. I didn't hear
Why?
Superman. I must
But-
have heard, somebody must have talked to. Okay, I get you. So
Man.
let me ask you a question. So he went back. So, but why would they show? Okay, it doesn't make sense to me. The box goes down, it comes back up. He goes back in time. Are they just trying to show us that he can reverse time?
That's why he said when I do that, time gets fucked up sometimes.
Funky monkey.
Yeah. So it's a show later on that's going to happen. Because in the first one, he doesn't do anything. Like the original one, he just runs around. They have this weird Russian family for no reason.
Right.
Right.
He's like,
And
it's just pointless.
He had
What was
Wonder
that
Woman's boobs
family?
go in his face.
That's Joss Whedon thinking he's clever. So,
But what that
That was
family
some-
sucked.
Now
and
that
it didn't
family
make
was someone who
sense.
they saw Joss Whedon, they saw him molesting a kid somewhere, and were like, "You're putting us in this movie," and so it just cuts to this Russian family that have been holding money over the Whedonverse.
They're in this house. They can smell fear. They're literally looking through the thing, and it's kids shivering under a table. Why wouldn't they just break in and fucking kill these people?
exactly. I like how they
Yeah.
took that whole thing out of it. That whole
Right.
smell fear horse shit and it was ridiculous. The thing with the sound.
Imagine
And
the only
you-
movie you were in is the worst version of Justice League. Like you and your whole Russian family get cut out completely of a fucking movie.
Yeah, that little boy got
IMDb
molested
is-
by a producer for nothing.
Yeah.
Imagine you suck Weinstein's dick to get cut later for a 4-hour movie.
And
Sorry.
Longcrafter's suit. What's his name? What's the villain's name?
Steppenwolf.
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 Longcrafter. Where did Longcrafter? I say some wild, crazy shit. It's like lens crafters. Where were you going with Longcrafter?
Yeah, Steppenwolf never looks great. Like these are his comic book versions. Like he never looks cool.
Yeah.
So
That red one looks like me on a Thursday night with little Flash. That's what I'm going to look like when I show up to Flash's house.
Dude,
We all,
Whipping
do we all
leather.
agree that Green Lantern was the worst of the movies made?
Yes.
Yeah.
yeah.
It had some potential, but my God, it wasn't good. Wait,
It was
before we move
awful.
on. Oh, sorry.
No, I was gonna say it was awful, and I thought Aquaman was the second worst one.
Aquaman is so bad. No, 1984 Wonder Woman is. Did you watch that?
Second worst, yes.
Yeah,
The three of us should
that's
watch
up
it
there.
together. How god awful it is. But either most of the DC movies are bad, except like the Batman ones.
Well,
But
I have a theory that
hit me.
DC makes great television and Marvel makes great movies.
DC does great shit when Warner Brothers isn't looking, right? So Warner Brothers and all the industry people, they touch all the movies because they're very expensive. But DC, all the cartoons, all the shit that isn't high level is amazing. But now with Snyder Cut, I think they just had their Star Wars moment where they're realizing let people have their visions and let people do shit. Because like we said, Man of Steel I think is one of the most underrated comic book movies of all time.
I like
fucking
Man
love
of
it.
Steel. I thought Man of Steel was good. I like Henry Cavill as Superman. I even liked the guy before him. I just didn't like the movie. But Brandon Routh, I thought he was a good Superman.
I think that the Man of Steel was good. It was look, as a complete series with this new Justice League, and now you kind of get his vision. It's better, but it's a slow fucking movie, dude.
I love it. I want it to be 7 hours. It's like a Super Bowl. It's like an event.
I love that it
loved
was
it.
long. I watched it 5 days. It was like I had 5 new movies in a row to watch.
I watched it standing. I stood.
I'm talking
for
about
4 hours.
I'm talking about Man of Steel. Man of Steel was
oh,
slow. Justice League I've watched. I'll watch. I'll
Yeah,
buy
go
that
ahead.
movie when it comes out available to buy it. I'll buy it. I thought Justice League Schneider's cut was
Schneiderman's
cut was. I thought it was good. It was good. It was not not so bad. I'll
pretzels.
buy that. I thought it was great. And another thing, let me ask you about this. His suit. That's what I was trying to get to. What's his name?
The black suit, Henry Cavill.
Lenscrafter. What's his name?
Steppenwolf.
I hate his name. Steppenwolf
The
as
band.
a name.
Yeah.
It reminds me of the band, right?
Yeah,
I
right.
can't not think the fucking band. I mean, anything else.
Yeah.
Night
Would've been
Ranger,
better than
Steppenwolf, and 38 Special are all the bad guys in the next movie.
Yeah, I mean, all
Mike.
of those characters have terrible names. It's like
Much. Yeah.
that's Dark, that's Desaad, and Granny Goodness. Like those are terrible names for characters.
Granny Goodness is the old woman who's like a monster beast bad guy, but she's just an old lady.
And what is her name?
Granny Goodness, 1940s at its best. DC is way cornier than Marvel, but you get good writers and they make this really corny stuff cool. But like, yeah, DC's got all of the most ridiculous characters.
Granny Goodness sounds like cookies. Like she should be making
They
cookies.
do, yeah.
And that is what he's going for because she's supposed to be this terrible woman and it's like she's a bad guy and she's
the one on the
runs a
left.
terror
and
orphanage. Yeah,
She's on the left, and Famous Amos is on the right.
yeah. Desaad is on the left and Granny Goodness on the right. So, like they're
Oh,
cool
what
does she
characters
have,
in the
like,
comics, but they're terrible names.
Is that a kebab stick? What is she holding?
Yes. Yeah, see,
Yeah,
exactly.
kebab.
It looks like a kebab stick.
Human kebab.
Here, all right, and I look at the end of it with the Joker. The fact that they were probably never going to get a Joker, a full movie with him in it as the bad guy is I think a sin that he's not going. Jared Leto isn't going to play the Joker in a full movie where he's going to be fucking with somebody. It makes
In
me sick.
retrospect, though, I think Leto is a great actor, and I did want to see what he was fully going to do with the Joker. But in those first movies, he was a little bit more Heath. And I think with a little bit of time, I do believe this was a new film. I think Leto did a killer job in the new segment. But if they had filmed this years ago, I don't know that it would have been as good.
I liked him. I thought he was good, and I liked that whole sequence at the end. I thought that was pretty interesting. It
So
showed
cool.
that, but Lex Luthor is still the worst shit.
He's
the
bad.
third worst
He's a
character
terrible
in the
Lex
movie.
Luthor.
Yeah, that's a bad I think like it was just a bad choice that Eisenberg made to try to play him like a Facebook loser or something.
Right. That's what I'm saying. The only thing that made it good is he was more Mark Zuckerberg than he was
Yeah.
Joker.
Yeah.
I mean,
Can I
but
tell you
this
guys?
movie. What?
Oh, I just want to tell you, Mush, look up on Mezco. Look what just came out. I want to show you what I just bought 20 minutes before the podcast started. Just came out. Might already even be sold out.
Can I, while he's pulling that up,
Snyder
can
cut us, so go ahead. Of course.
I
Sorry.
show you what I bought while he's pulling that up? I showed these guys. They didn't appreciate it. When I got my Miranda Priestley Funko Pop.
I knew who it was.
We just didn't know who it was. I mean, I appreciate it now.
Who's it?
Oh,
Old
it's
lad?
Shady on it yesterday. Did you get which one is it? The
Justice
DC
League
thing
3
or the
pack.
other thing?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
DC. Look at the price tag. Look at the divorce I'm about to have when this thing comes in the fucking mail.
How much?
You'll see. You'll see. I want you to see it first, and I want you to tell me how much you think it is. Remember, it is an action figure. It's 3 figures. It's
I say it's probably about $260.
damn on the nose.
But why would you buy the black Superman outfit with the
3-pack.
laser beams?
Scroll, Mike. Show them what we got here. It comes with the black suit. You got a Flash who comes with lightning bolts.
Okay.
Right? That's
Yep.
going into the past. You get a Ben Affleck Batman. So you get 3 figures
with a cock.
multiple heads. With a
Look
cock,
at the
with a
dick.
hell of a
Look at the
cock.
dick on Batman.
Mezco loves putting big dicks on their figures. I can prove it. I can prove it.
I like that. That's
Superman
pretty
does
good.
not have the package.
But that is about to get. Look at the dick on this thing, man. I don't know if you can. Catch
Why?
it.
What is this? Why are they so good?
Well, you get. Well, this is this company Mezco. So when they look at that cod.
Oh, yeah.
Rocking cock, bro.
Yeah.
That's bad cock if I've ever seen one.
Alfred, I'm gonna need you to make it look big.
These are Mezco does these high-end figures where they put like real fabric, you get multiple head sculpts, and when they release them, when they don't keep stock, so they put them out, and when they sell out, they are gone and they don't do them again. So you get one shot at them. They all triple in price. It's wild.
It's like a Bitcoin.
They're non-fungible.
It's just like it's a
Jesus Christ, Mayank. What the fuck was that?
It does sound like a German slur. That is true.
Yeah, he's a Steppenwolf.
Real quick, we only have about 10 minutes left. What other questions do you have about the movie, guys?
I want to know when this. There's a lot of villains. When is this guy going to be in there?
You know what, Calta? Let me tell you something about that fucking. That's gonna haunt my dreams. Listen, I don't like that he got me mid-chip. Is what bugs me.
Everybody that comes in here sits directly across from it when they sit down in the studio and they go, "Is that Bobby?"
What would that supervillain's name be?
That is Chief Engine Chip.
Hey, could you
Chief
make
Ruffles.
that for us? Can you make that
Chief Longbelly.
figurine? Greg, can you make
What?
that for us?
Can you send this to Mezco and ask him to put a big dick on it?
They would say,
I'm gonna-
sorry, just impossible.
I'm going to digitize this and I'm going to sell it as an NFT.
But okay, I do have questions about it now. Are they going to make the end of that movie? Is that ever going to see the light of day? Are we going to see this continue?
As of right now, no. They don't have him set to make any more movies.
Ben
That
Affleck-
could always change, but
Ben
Sniper's
Affleck
open to it.
did the Flash movie, but he's out now as Batman.
I think with this, Snyder could pull people back. I think they were all let down by Whedon, but if people want this, they could. But here's the thing, right? We're now going into two. This would be really cool because we're going into two universes because we have that other new Batman movie coming out, which looks fucking unbelievable. So they're going to continue that universe and this universe. It's kind of cool. You'd get two different Batmans in movies at the same time. That could be. It's unprecedented.
The
Is
best
the Flash-
the best multi-universe, I think, is the X-Men, where the X-Men gave you one Professor X, and then they went back and showed you the young version, and they have two simultaneous X-Men's going. I think both of them are fucking awesome. I think those are the
I know
best.
I can't pick between.
But the Flash can go. The Flash can go into the other universes, so he can go
Right.
see the
Yeah.
different Batman, the different Superman, the different. Not is there a different Superman?
yeah, every
Yes.
multiverse thing there's supposed to be a different version of it.
So
That's one of
he
the
can
big-
go into different. Could they ever join?
Yeah, they've
They've
done
done
it
that in
in
the
the
comics a lot.
Arrowverse. And in the show, they had the Arrowverse stuff. They did like the Infinity Crisis thing where they brought mostly them all together to see them. Right now, there's a show called Superman and Lois, which it's fucking unbelievable. I'm loving it.
Who's
But it's got a
Superman? I
whole other
forget
Superman.
I forget that's on. Who is Superman?
Superman. It's on CW. There's like 4 episodes out, but it's better than that CW shit, which is usually okay. It's the kid who plays him is actually the kid from Road to Perdition. So you might not know him, but he plays the Superman.
No, yeah,
And-
he looks great. He's a good-looking kid.
He's great, yeah. And the show is like weirdly very good. Superman's a dad, which is like a perfect role for Superman. He's got these 2 kids, and they're kind of going through life. It's great.
So
I
this is
thought-
the deal.
Did you like Smallville? I thought Smallville was great, in at least the first couple of seasons.
Smallville, I loved as a kid. Smallville
Yeah.
was
I
great,
thought
and then that
Smallville
lady.
was good, but it
turned
got
into
a
a
little
sex cult.
fucking. It got a little crazy towards
First
the
couple
end.
episodes, first couple of seasons were good.
And it bugged
Yeah.
me that it was no flight, no tights. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, but that was the whole point. It wasn't your typical Superman. It was showing him grow up, learning his powers.
Yeah, I know, but that's
like
just a
crime.
90210 show at that point.
Right.
I mean, if the guy can't fly and wear tights, I mean, why am I
Yeah,
here?
but how great was
Yeah.
it that he couldn't be around that hot chick and he couldn't figure out why, and it turned out she had the kryptonite. I thought that was so fucking.
Oh right, I forgot
Smart.
about that,
Yeah,
dude. I even loved Lois and Clark. Remember Lois and Clark with Terry Hatcher?
yeah.
I
I
used to
didn't.
love
I
that
wasn't
show as a
into
kid.
that.
Yeah, that show was all
And
right.
Beauty and the
I mean, the Greatest American Hero was good too. You
I
ever,
love
you ever go
Greatest
back?
American. Yes,
Have you ever? You ever go
love that
back and
show.
watch
Believe
that?
it or not, I'm walking on air.
Walking on air, never thought I would feel so free. And if you go back though, he was a cunt.
was he?
Yeah, he was just kind of a cunty guy in the show. If you go back, like I always remember the lieutenant guy or the police guy was a cunt, but
Yeah.
the superhero guy was kind of a dick. He was kind of
He
like
was
a
a
macho
teacher.
alpha dick.
I don't
He was
know
a
much
teacher.
about
He
it.
wasn't a suit. He got a suit from an alien. He didn't know what the fuck he was doing. He didn't know how to land.
Dude, yeah, listen, dude. I don't know what you're fucking arguing about. You get a suit from a fucking alien, you might lighten up a little bit. You learned how to fly, you cocksucker. You wouldn't
yeah.
have, if you got a suit from an alien, you wouldn't have to buy a $10,000 fucking scooter for your son. You could fly him over.
You wouldn't have to perm your hair anymore either.
Yeah, dude. I mean, the guy was a cunt in the show. He was just
Yeah.
kind of a. I always remembered him as being this jovial little guy, but when
That's what I
went
thought.
back and watched, it. He's kind of dicky in it. He's always fucking angry in the show. Like,
Got to
ugh,
rewatch it.
you got to. He's kind of a dick with it.
Is there a show or comic book or a show about a guy who gets superhero powers like that guy, and then just decides to rob shit? Like if
That's
he's
a-
like, I'll be half good, but I also need money, so I got to go rob a bank,
Will
and then
Smith.
I
Will
always
Smith.
felt that You rob one
Hancock.
bank. You rob one bank a month.
How would
know?
how would Superman's mother get a foreclosure on the house? All he had to do was
Right.
rob one fucking Wells Fargo truck as they're loading in the casino, and he'd be set.
He was dead.
Not even, dude, you
Right.
just walk up to anyone. You just walk up to anyone on the street and you go, "Give me $50 and I'll fly." And people will give you $50. I'll go 3 inches off the ground. You give me $50.
But
I got-
10 grand, I could levitate.
Yeah.
We got 3 minutes left, and I want a question to pose to everybody in here before Mike has to go. If now you watch Superman, you see him flying. His little baby ship goes over, Russia, goes over Aruba, South America, goes right into the middle of the country and lands in Kansas, right?
Mm-hmm.
What Superman will we get if he landed in the projects, like up in Harlem, and a Puerto Rican family found him or a black family found him and took him in as, what name would he have? First of all, it wouldn't be Clark.
It'd be Kal-El. Kal-El? You still Kal-El? That would have kept it the same.
Before you get into all the funny stuff, you know that there is a series where what if Superman would have landed in Russia, and he
That's
would have
great.
belonged to the
Red
Russian
Sun,
Republic.
Yeah, but what if he landed in Harlem, not Kansas, where he grew up with the American flag and a farm, and
Bobby, he is still white, so
yeah, but so wasn't Steve Martin.
so
Right.
he would have been
Steve Martin was
taken away by
white too,
social
but he-
services. I'm pretty sure.
There would be no racism in America because all of the black people would just go, "You don't know my friend Superman," and Superman would just wipe out all the KKK with his eyeballs. We'd live in equality. God knows what those crazy bastards. That's not where I was trying to go with that.
Christ.
That's not what I was trying to do.
Wow.
I was trying to say, like, I meant the people in Harlem. I didn't mean the color. Can
Jesus
we cut?
Those people, huh?
No, I meant like the
He
those
would have been
specifics,
really good at
not
selling
general.
bootleg DVDs. He would have been able to.
Bobby set me up.
Yeah,
for this
he was the
cancellation.
guy who he records all the movies in his eyes
Yeah.
and burns the DVDs. Come on, Kal-El, I got to sell all these.
What if he was raised by handicapped people? I don't know where I'm going with this, but just lands in the middle of a. I'm just trying to get myself out of that racist thing I said
Yeah.
by saying Superman was
I
raised
think
by
that movie
Down
would just
syndrome
be
people.
called Hitch. Sorry, I think that movie would just be called Hitch, Bobby.
Well, they did. I mean, Hitchcock was actually a great superhero movie.
No,
Because he was
Hitch.
Oh, sorry. You ever saw
Hancock.
Hitchcock? Oh, sorry.
Hancock.
Hancock.
Hitchcock. Alfred Hitchcock.
Listen, Mike Calta is.
Where are you gonna be at this weekend, Mike? It just seems like you were setting him up for plugs. Where are you gonna be at this weekend, Mike? What do you got going on?
I'm in Greenville, South Carolina, doing stand-up, and I'm staying at a hotel, not in the condo. I'll be opening for Mush and for Bobby at Hilarities.
Nice.
I don't remember the
No, not Hilarities.
I don't know.
Comedy
Comedy
Zone.
Zone.
Comedy Zone.
Zone.
Yes, I actually went to their. So funny. We're promoting on this stuff. I go to their Instagram. There's not one thing about me anywhere. And I DM them. Hey, does anybody run this?
Mhm.
And they were like, "Oh, sorry." What is just unbelievable? What are you gonna do? Yeah, we'll be there this weekend. Hopefully, it will be a good time. Mush is gonna be there. I'm gonna be there, and then I'm in Hilarities the week after. In Cleveland, which Bobby, they have black super movies in development. You may find out. Oh, well, I hope they do. I mean, look, I really liked Black Panther. I thought Black Panther was. I had to watch it a few times to kind of figure it out, but I thought Black Panther was great. And here's what I think they should do with Black Panther, because they're not going to keep him as the guy or replace him. They should have, what's his name? Who was the villain in the first one?
Michael
the kid,
B. Jordan.
Yeah.
Michael B. Jordan. Have
Sure.
him come back.
Yeah.
Like, because now he's got his shit together. Have that motherfucker come back and let him be Black Panther. He's the shit. That's what they should do.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Right?
There also was a black Steel was the black Superman. Just
Yeah.
you remember Shaq?
Shaq played him, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
Shaq played Steel, but
That
Steel the
springs-
character is
What?
cool.
Bring Shaq back. Remember that movie Steel from the 90s with Shaquille O'Neal?
Yeah.
I-
When
I only
Superman
want
died,
that-
we had the four Supermen. Yeah.
All right, look at Mike. Look at Mike's getting called. Look at him. He's got to go, man. He's got to go. Look at he's whispering and shit. He's got fucking all kinds of shit. What are you doing? All right,
My
Mike.
wife came in and she couldn't understand what I was saying to her. So I had to mute.
Where's your wife? Let me see her. Let me say
She
hi.
just walked out. Amanda.
Amanda.
She's got a hat on. She looks hot.
Ooh, let me see. Amanda.
She can't hear you.
Shit.
Oh,
Yeah, because your house.
Probably
is
want to see your hat.
I want to say something to you,
Yeah. To me?
Amanda.
Oh, all right. Relax.
Where is she?
She's
What are
coming.
you so snappy for today? What's wrong with you? Look at you. What is that? Louis Vuitton? Is that Gucci?
Hold on. Before
Oh,
we
it's
get into this,
Gucci.
Lou just
Well,
said that Leslie Jones should be the new Black Panther. Hey, where you motherfuckers going?
Hey, happy anniversary.
Thank you.
It's their anniversary, everybody.
Happy
How many
anniversary.
years, Mike?
Monday.
Monday.
How many years?
18.
Why Mike is in such a shit mood today. I said happy anniversary. He goes, fucking Monday. What the fuck? I mean,
first of all, I
just
didn't
say
fuck at
thank
all.
you.
You
Just
said
say
it's their
thank
anniversary today, and I was pointing out that it was on Monday. I didn't want people to get confused.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. It's still your anniversary.
Here, I don't like when you're sassy.
Anniversary.
Oh, I feel it in my heart, honey. Don't listen to him.
Do you know what Mike got me?
Yes, I do. But what did he get you?
What'd you get me?
You tell them.
The golf cart. He just gets everyone golf carts.
He got you nothing?
Not even a card.
Golf carts.
Not a card?
Not even a card.
Crash your car, then he'll replace it.
Why don't you take one of those Funko Pops that you got him back? Huh?
I'm going to.
Oh my God. I'm sure. Listen, you know he has something in store.
No,
There's
I have.
something-
Don't build it up. I have nothing.
Oh,
I have nothing. Listen. I
Calta,
just
what the
redid the
fuck is wrong with
kitchen.
you?
Merry Christmas.
What the fuck?
He isn't a bad. I'm gonna go.
He is in a little bad mood, right? He's a little saucy right now. I think he's tired. He's going to go to a game and feel better. Oh,
She's coming.
I'm gonna go.
you're coming?
oh, awesome.
Oh, you look like a basketball wife with the hat on. You look sexy.
That's what I'm trying
Nice.
to look like a basketball game goer.
Yeah, you're a basketball game goer. You look sexy. Good
well
for you.
put.
All right, there we go. Greg Stone, listen, buddy, I could talk about this for hours, and I'm sure we will. I'm still waiting to get on that Mandalorian podcast you promised me.
Next season?
I don't think there's going to be a
Genuine.
next season. By
Jeff
the way,
Nye has a great bit about Bill Burr and the Mandalorian.
it's great. It is really funny.
Oh, you saw it?
I've seen it.
Mike
You want
has
to tell him?
Mike has tone issues like Bobby.
She's getting on my nerves today.
Why?
Well, fucking 18 years and change. It's starting to bug me a little. No, I don't know. I'm just tired.
All right, buddy. All right, go do your thing. Have fun at the basketball game, being more tired around food you can't eat. Watching a game you really don't give a shit about. That should be a good night. Listen, Greggy, I love you, buddy.
Yes.
What do you got? Tell us
you.
about your podcast.
Oh yeah, I got a great podcast called the Rad Dude Cast. It's very funny. You check it out. Mike does the production on there. He's great on it. And Friday I'll be this is specifically just for Lou because I think she's around there. But I'll be at Soul Joel's on Friday at 7 p.m. with Rachel Feinstein. Lou.
This weekend?
I'm again.
Yeah.
Yeah, in like 2 days. I just found out yesterday. So
Nice.
yeah, tell somebody.
What are you about? What are you doing, Inspector Gadget? What's going
I'm
on?
just saying, I heard special guests been showing up at these comedy shows. You never know who you're going to see.
Are you coming?
No, I mean real funny people, like real comedians.
I thought you meant you were going to fly into Soul Joel's.
No, listen. Comedians with the initials LCK have been showing up at places. That's all I hear.
Oh, he was at Side Splitters
Yeah.
with Joe. Is that not legal knowledge?
Is Joe coming? Did Joe List coming to Soul Joe soon?
No, I'm sold. No, I don't know. But I saw Louis I didn't see him, but I saw that Louis was with Joe at Side Splitters.
I know, and all I'm saying is I hear Joe is coming to Side Splitters too. If you know what I'm saying.
Oh,
Side splitters.
I mean,
Is it
Soul-
Side
I gotta go. This is fucking ridiculous.
What's wrong, Michael? What's
Mike, it's
happening?
I'm gonna do like
Hey,
a flash and run in reverse and just take the last 5 minutes of the show out.
All right, Mush, Mike V. Suarez. Check him out on on his podcast. Rad. He actually does the Rad, not the Rad Dude cast. The other
Yeah.
one. What's the other one?
Right now we're just doing the Rad Dude cast. We haven't been doing the other one.
Oh, you have another one though?
Yeah,
Yeah, we gotta
we-
get back into it. Mike seems to not like me anymore. It's been
Why?
like a little weird. Like he doesn't. I don't know. For like a month, he just stopped talking to me.
Mike who? Mike Calta?
No.
Suarez. No, called it. I love that guy.
Suarez doesn't like you?
That's not true.
Didn't talk to me for a month. and I
This
don't
is
know why.
getting
That's
so
not true
weird.
either.
Mike's about to fall asleep. He's look how
I don't wanna
angry
hold
Mike
on.
looks.
I know.
I
I know.
just-
We gotta let him go. We gotta let him go. I'm sorry.
No, I'm enjoying that. I want to hear this fall apart. Go ahead.
Listen, now Mush is gonna snap. You don't want listen. Let me tell you something. Don't push Mike because he'll snap. Okay.
Mm.
Why don't you like him anymore, Mike Mush?
No, I do like Greg.
But why aren't you talking to him?
I do talk to Greg. We talked this week.
We did have a phone call for like 2 hours yesterday, but before that phone call, I thought he didn't like me anymore.
We talked last
Um,
week too.
Before that phone call,
There was
I
a couple
thought
of
he
weeks
didn't
when
like
we
me
weren't.
anymore.
I was really busy and you were really busy, so we weren't talking on the phone.
Why
I just said I was busy.
if I
Sorry,
felt
Mike.
like Bush didn't like me, I would not think twice about it.
I would sleep the exact same amount. Jeez.
Oh, who he put you the Mallorca on you? He's making you choke.
All right, now listen, Greg, are you going to leave Rachel high and dry? You left me high and dry at Soul Joe's.
Now I got a driver, so
Are you-
but that car will
really?
be running in a
You have a
polarization.
You have a driver. What are
I'm
you,
gonna
Calta?
drive her. I'm bringing her down. No, I'm driving her. We're driving together.
Oh, you're driving her together. Oh,
You're bringing-
all right, well, leave her.
Bring me-
Just leave her at Soul Joe's like me and Kit left her at fucking Brooklyn.
Just yell at her. Go, you're a bad mother, and leave her here.
All right, listen, make sure you check this out. If you're watching us on YouTube, this is the Calter and Kelly show. 1,000 pounds of funny almost. And we
It's over that now. It's way over that.
not on my end.
Since they open that new Hooters over here, I'm picking up your slack.
You get free wings?
dude. Listen, Mike, I need you
enough.
around. This isn't going to work. Listen to me.
I'll be around.
Suarez-
They need 2 boxes.
Suarez and Kelly isn't going to work. Okay. No offense, Mike Mush. Listen, subscribe, like, and comment. You really don't need to comment, but can we just take comment out? Subscribe and like this. Hit the reminder right there. Just do it now. I'll give you 2 seconds. 1, 2, boom.
Yeah. And please do comment that does help the algorithm. So,
Okay, comment, but be nice. Nah, don't
Yes,
be
please.
nice. Say whatever the fuck you want. Who gives a shit? We don't read it. Patreon.com/Robert Kelly. If you're watching here, go over there, become a member. You get Friday's show, Zippo, live. You get to be here with the Ladybugs and comment in the chat, the live chat we have going on here. And we also we want you to go to our social media on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook and like and all that stuff. We want you guys, if you're watching this and you love it like we know you do, make sure you support us by doing all that shit for us. Make sure you check out Mike Calter in the morning show on the Bone. Go to the Bone app, and here we are, merch right there. You want a shirt? You want a sticker? Right there, the Calter and Kelly podcast. We got all kinds of new stuff coming up. Right now, you go to wearables. What's the comicwearables.com? Get yourself a shirt. It comes with a sticker, and show us. Take pictures of it when it comes on. We'll put it on the Instagram. We'll put it all over the stuff. We'll actually show it on the show here live. Mush, why do you hate him?
I don't.
Okay, there you go, Lou. We'll see you guys tomorrow on the Calter and Kelly show. We have a great show tomorrow, and next week
What do we have tomorrow?
it's a surprise.
Kevin Brennan.
Next week.
Kevin Brennan comes out of the closet tomorrow.
He's not coming out of the closet. He's going to stay right in there. Next week, I have a friend of mine who used to be in the FBI. He worked on the Silk Road, the movie Silk Road. He was actually one of the guys that helped close that case. And he's also a huge Bitcoin guy, knows everything about Bitcoins. He told me 7 years ago out in front of a club, dude, you got to get some Bitcoin. You should do it now, when it was $40 a Bitcoin. And if I had taken that fucking advice, I'd be living right next to Calta, buying him a golf cart right now.
Yeah.
Shits and giggles. Yes. But there you go. And Mush wouldn't be in that box. He'd be in a shed behind our house we'd leave them there. So there you go. All right. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks so much, Ladybugs. Bye.